Now let's head to the crypto space now, and you can expect that the U.S. election is going to be top mover of the markets right there. So let's look at the price. We see Bitcoin has dropped from the 71,000 about this time it had yesterday to 70,000. That's losing about 3% in 24 hours. I wonder if former President Donald Trump can move this, because he's in the news on this. 70,205.95. Ethereum, as Ladi said yesterday, seemed to be in the red for the month of October and is following that. Lost even more, 4.21%, 2,522.96. BNB, Torn, Cardano. I mean, it's a red Friday for this, and we're hoping to move closer to that 100,000 for Bitcoin. But I guess it's not over until it's over. Let's look at the headlines now. We see former President Donald Trump has reiterated his pledge to stop the government's crackdown on digital assets on the 16th anniversary of Bitcoin's existence. In fact, this was called Trump Celebrating Bitcoin. So we see he has declared that he would end the war on crypto. How? Well, I wonder. So we have Trump declaring that he will end the war on crypto if he becomes president. It's countdown to that. And then also in Pennsylvania last week, we did hear that judgment passed on Bitcoin rights bill. We also discussed that in Denmark, holders are paying up to 53% in capital gains tax. That's the highest globally. And I believe we do have a slide showing us the highest countries, the countries where capital gains are paid. Well, I'm told we don't have it. Apologies for that. But let's talk to Onuobodo now to join us and share his thoughts on these issues. Hi, Onua. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're counting down to the election. November 5 in the United States, but obviously it's affecting everybody. And I wonder if this is going to get Mr. Trump some votes where he's celebrating Bitcoin and saying that he's going to ensure that the war on crypto ends. But I mean, you guys in the community, the crypto community, how are you seeing this? How is this going to affect his votes? I learned more than 3 million people have already voted already anyways.
Yeah. Concerning the what is the declaration on Bitcoin, is a political slogan actually, but actually to push the market towards the bullish aspect of Bitcoin and also attract new converts into the elections proposition. The Bitcoin actually have had a lot of harsh regulations in the US, and Trump is trying to be pro crypto enthusiast in this aspect, and using the election also to get a boost on the elections.
See, working. I mean, I was in the US just last week, and conversations there, I didn't hear a lot about crypto. I heard more about, the rights and abortion and all of that. Do you see this actually having impact on the votes?
Yes, there are a lot of people that are stakeholders too in the Bitcoin space that are not too visible. But with the Kamala Harris bringing out a lot of war on the crypto space, more people are now asking more questions regarding what are the viability of the crypto generally. And with the Trump's accession on crypto, a lot of people are now doing more research on it and seeing the viability of the crypto, which will actually prompt more people to want to look the direction of Trump. And this can possibly create a buy pressure towards the crypto space when Trump finally wins. If it goes the other way around too now, but they'll see more information about crypto for people to do more research on it and not know how to go about it.
Yeah, but even if he says that he's going to end the war on crypto, he will still have to work with the structure, the institutions already in place. I don't think that if Trump wins, then he can just come and just, change everything overnight.
No, there are regulations in that all stakeholders will come together, like the CFTS, the Crypto Fund Trading Commission, and that of SEC. Currently now we have to work things together if Trump actually wins the election. The election is quite close as we speak. And so both of them will come to the round table and find out the best way they can. Crypto is actually now a viable and a global thing right now. So There will always be a way around it, whichever party wins within this election.
All right, let's look at this Bitcoin rights bill that was passed last week, and I think there's an update on it today also.
Okay, the one in Pennsylvania.
Yes, the one in
the right bill
Pennsylvania.
was actually passed, and this is another opportunity for crypto to actually express itself. It allows users and the members of the Pennsylvanians to actually have right to own Bitcoin and actually use it as a form of payment. And this also give the Bitcoin to opportunity to for more people to naturally make a choice or how a form of payment should be made, either the fiat money or that of Bitcoin, which also boost Bitcoin to the next level.
Yeah, but I mean, with the volatility we see around the price of cryptocurrencies, isn't that risky?
Not really. Currently, the reason we are seeing some of those volatility in the Bitcoin space is the last price of Bitcoin, which is the all-time high of Bitcoin, was close to about 74,000, and the market actually rose within the past 1 week of up to like 8 point something percent. Very, very close to the all-time high. And normally in the market, when we see a buy pressure going towards the all-time high level, there's always a retracement and a correction phase, so which is actually what we are facing right now. So Bitcoin will still drop down to about that 67, 68 mark before it gathers the momentum to the upside. And depending on how the election goes to now, we'll now give it more buy pressure and more momentum for an upward movement of Bitcoin.
So look at the issue of capital gains tax. If we could have that slide, that's in Denmark, they're paying up to about 53%. So we see that, and it's the highest globally. And then you followed by Iceland, and then you also have South Africa, also following. So, I mean, this would mean that it will pay government around the world to regularize and adopt crypto into their system. I mean, getting up to 53% capital gains tax, that's a lot of revenue for government.
That's a lot. Yes, that's a lot of that's a lot for me, because this actually has a negative impact on Denmark and every other country that actually has capital gains on Bitcoin to be that high, because most investors actually with that kind of percentage will not want to do business with countries related to that aspect. Bitcoin actually has gone global, and the capital gains, the capital gains actually are only taxed when asset is being sold, not when asset actually appreciates. So when asset is being sold, that's when they do the capital gains. But the 53% is on the high side, which would then significantly affect the countries in question.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess crypto traders have to choose one. You want to be accepted into the system and pay taxes, or you want to have the uncertainty, which seems to be the case in Nigeria. You just have to choose one side of it.
Yeah, the traders actually have choices, and the Bitcoin regulations too actually is there for people to make choice. I think there's a lot of more to that percentage of 53%. Probably more or less another way to tell them they're not too comfortable with the crypto activities in Denmark, but that's actually very, very, very high.
Any lessons for Nigeria from there? I know we're on our path to getting regularized.
Yes, on the Nigeria aspect, we just need more using all these data and all these information to regulate ours very, very well, and take Bitcoin as a commodity, just like gold, all these ones that we see on the market, and find a better way to regulate these things so that both government and the individuals and stakeholders can come to the round table and benefit all, rather than just being more or less like chasing the Bitcoin space from here and there, because most people actually have a way of actually finding a way to trade the Bitcoin and get a better opportunity from the government. Can have a stake on that too, on the Nigerian market, so that we can diversify so many things, so that there won't be too much reliance on fiat money in Nigeria, with the banks. So with proper regulations in Nigeria, using all this data, we can go ahead with here in Nigeria.
All right. Just before we let you go now, it's the final weekend before the elections in the United States, which is a major mover of Bitcoin. But we saw a Bitcoin, in fact, the market is red this afternoon, and we saw Bitcoin was about 3%. What do you see this weekend or through next week with elections really getting close?
Yeah, we're also really getting close. There are a lot of data that we're still expecting, like the NFP, that with the result will be coming out later today. Whatever the case with the NFP, we see the Bitcoin price to either go up, but currently now we are still expecting Bitcoin to actually drop like 1.5% to 2% to retest that particular price range before it actually went to what it went to up to like 8%. And by next week, we should say buy pressure for coming up for Bitcoin after the election.
Well, Noah, we're still waiting for that 100,000 level that was
Yes,
predicted
we'll get there. We'll get there. We will
this
get
year
there.
or
We'll get
next
there.
year.
No, to be honest, when we break the last all-time high of about 74,000, which is exactly $73,680 to Bitcoin. Once we break that mark, and we'll see a retest coming to that particular zone, we see we're looking about close to that 100,000. We hit 80,000 first before we get to 100,000, but it will definitely come.
All right, we'll be patient and we'll watch this space. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Noah, for your time this
Yeah, welcome.
afternoon.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
All right.